What's going on, everybody? My name is Alonso. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am going to be making a video that has long been in demand by pretty much most of you that are already subscribed to this channel. A couple years ago, I made a video detailing how to make a tree net. Now, I realize there are no trees here and we are in my backyard, but on one of those videos, and it just so happens to have been the most popular and in-demand video so far, and I'm gonna put that here, one very important detail that I left out was how to tension the perimeter in order to not lose a ton of surface area when you're weaving it all in. So today, I'm finally gonna show you guys exactly how to do that. Now really quick before we dive in, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to assume that 3 of these trampoline vertical poles are trees. We're going to wrap 3 of them, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I tension my rope in order to get it as tight as possible before weaving. Now, one more thing before we dive into this video, I'm going to be giving away some paracord to 2 lucky subscribers of this channel so you guys can practice weaving at home. I realize that there has been a lot of stoke around weaving, and I usually have lots of leftover paracord, and I want to give it all to you guys in appreciation for watching my videos and subscribing to this channel. So if you want to learn how you can win some free paracord from me, stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to explain how you do that later. But for now, let's dive into this video. So first things first, let's actually set up our perimeter within the frame, and let's go over the do's and don'ts of tensioning your perimeter rope. For this demonstration, I'm just going to be using some static rope that I actually use for climbing. So normally when I wrap my 3 trees and I have the ropes joined together, I would cut the ends so that they're very short ends. I'm not going to do that for this rope because I use this rope, like I said, to climb, and I need it at full length. But just want to let you guys know that so that there was no confusion as to why I didn't cut it later. Anyway, let's wrap this rope around our trees here and let's get started. So here we go. Now we've got the 2 ends of our rope, and like I said, this one isn't actually an end, but we're gonna pretend that it is. Normally I like to finish my ropes with a double fisherman's knot, but I am going to be using a different knot only because I don't actually have the 2 ends, but use a double fisherman's because those look really pretty. For this demonstration though, I'm going to be using a double sheep end. Now, I'm going to pull out as much tension from this as I can by hand. And you're going to see now everything is relatively loose, and this was as much as I could pull out by hand. You can see I have the triangle here, and if I try to pull these together, I can actually grab them here. So if I were to weave this triangle, I'd actually lose a ton of surface area. Like back here, for example, would be a whole lot of nothing, and it would just be a really anticlimactic weave when you finished because you just wouldn't have that nice big shape that you were kind of hoping for. Everything would have deformed far in and you would have lost most of your surface area. So this is how much I was able to get just by hand, just by pulling the ropes together. So grabbing the ropes, pulling them, and then pulling out all the slack, and you can see it's actually not much. There's not a ton of slack there. So it's easy to see why you need tension when you do something like this, because if you don't tension your ropes, you're gonna lose a ton of surface area. So now that I showed you what happens when you do it wrong, let's actually go over how to properly do this. And in order to do this, we're gonna need a couple more tools. The first tool on that list, and the real only important tool, is some kind of tensioning device. Now, I've got some double pulleys here with a really thin static rope going through them. You could use something like a really strong ratchet strap, or really anything that is used to get tension between two things. You could use like a chain hoist, you can use a frickin' winch if you want to, you can use a ratchet strap. I like to use pulleys. I think pulleys, at least for us climbers and highliners, are the most versatile option that we have. So I use pulleys, but any of the mentioned tools will work just fine. Now, these can be quite expensive, so if you don't already have pulleys, first and foremost, I recommend you hire me to do your work. Self-plug. Secondly, I'd recommend the ratchet straps because those are honestly probably the cheapest. They might not get you the most tension, but if you get something really beefy like a 3-inch industrial ratchet strap, then maybe you can get pretty close. Now, the second thing you're going to need are things to actually grip your rope. Now, one misconception I've been seeing a lot of people that have been trying to learn how to make their own tree nets do is they'll tie some knots on their rope so they can clip their pulleys or ratchet and pull it, but then they realize after tensioning that they can't undo those knots because they're under tension. So you need something that'll grip your rope without putting any knots in it, and for that I simply use prusiks. So I've got an actual prusik loop here. It's just a loop of cord. It's like 5mm cord or something like that, rated to 22 kilonewtons. And I would use 2 of these, but I only own 1. So I just use a sling for my other one because any kind of sling or cord works and can get you enough friction in order to make some kind of prusik or climb heist so that you can actually tension everything together. So these are actually going to go on each end of your pulleys. And then when you pull the pulleys together, that's going to bring in all the slack. And then you simply shorten the knot, take all that slack out, and that's pretty much it. But let's demonstrate that really quick because I know that can be a lot easier said than done. So here we go. We're gonna take these 2 guys and we're gonna put one on each side of our knot. Now, this knot is holding all of the tension on the ropes. I'm gonna stick one here and one over here. So one thing about using these guys, there are a couple different things you can do. There's like the standard prusik, whatever you want to call it. There's the auto block, and there's a couple more options. I personally like the auto block a lot just because it's really, really fast. You just kind of twirl it around the rope like this a bunch of times, and then when you're done, you just clip both of the ends together. And oh, actually, here's a couple options. I like the one where you pass the loop through like this. I can't remember exactly what this one's called. Might be the climb heist, but anyway, I'll put those all on the screen here so it doesn't even matter. There's the climb heist, the auto block, and the prusik, and there's like BTs and things like that if you really need a lot of tension, but most of the time you don't. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this guy over here. Now, one thing I wanna note as I'm doing this, I wanna keep these relatively close to the knot because if I go too far away from the knot, pull tension, and then retie this knot, I'm still gonna get a whole section of rope here that I didn't pull the stretch out of, and then it's just gonna get loose all over again and just not really gonna do the thing, you know? So we want to stay relatively close to the knot here. Now, another thing some of you guys might be thinking is why not just use like an ascender or something? And that is a great question. And the reason I don't use an ascender is actually because I've snapped one in half doing this, because when you're pulling tension into one of these ropes, you're not just putting like body weight on it, you know, you're putting tension on it. Like, I think under some circumstances, I've cranked up to like 1,000 pounds of tension, which when you're using an ascender, it's just body weight tension usually. It's like 200 pounds. And yeah, I don't think they were designed to be pulling tree nets. So I snapped one of them. Ever since I snapped one of them, it kind of just scared me. I realized I don't want to have metal flying through there if it broke, so I use just soft things now. So if you're gonna use metal out there, just be careful because you're working with high tensions. So lastly, we're going to connect these two pieces with our pulleys here. This guy, and by actually orienting these in a somewhat straight line, like this. So there we go. Now we simply just pull these pulleys. I'm actually kind of scared that I'm gonna break this frame. I don't think it's designed to take load from just 3 points like that. You can see every time I pull them, the frame creaks a little bit, and I think it's just gonna smash me. So anyway, for fear of losing my life to this trampoline, I'm going to stop the video right there. And now all you have to do is take the slack out of this knot, retie the knot, release the pulleys, and you could even reset the pulleys further away and re-tension if you would like more tension. Obviously, you need a good set of pulleys or a really good ratchet strap for this, but that's pretty much all there is to it. It is really just that simple. Now, let's move on to that paracord giveaway. If you're interested in winning some free paracord, all you have to do is what I would hope you've already done, and you just gotta subscribe to this channel and like this video, and then down in the comments, give me one of your favorite knots to tie in a rope. Any knot, it can be any knot at all. Just put it down in the comments and that'll automatically enter you into this giveaway. Another thing you can do for additional entries, go check out our Instagram. I'll put that on the screen here. Check out our latest post and tag as many friends down in that post that you think would be interested in the Treenet life. Now, every single person you tag will get you one additional entry for pretty much unlimited entries. So tag away and I'll do all the counting. And in 2 weeks' time from this video being posted, we'll announce the winner via an Instagram story and or post, and we'll make sure to get that paracord to you. So that's it for this video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe down below. My analytics still show that most of you guys are not subscribed. I'm posting a lot more often now, so I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.